All right. Hello there, and welcome back to the SWTVC show right here on YouTube, the streaming home of the SWTVC crew and TVC March Madness 2025. I'm your host, Evan, or as you may know me on Instagram, at Mile High Ground, and it's nearing the end of March. The collector sphere has been buzzing, the countdowns are expiring, and Hasbro is watching all the fan campaigning as a lengthy community event is coming to an end, which can mean only one thing. That's right. The Transformers Legacy HasLab Leo Kaiser Combiner has successfully backed? Yeah, successfully backed with 23,000 backers and all tiers unlocked. Nope, that's not what I was talking about. Sorry, March Madness. That's right. TVC March Madness 2025 is in its final hour after months of exhaustive work and endless community involvement and discussions. And all of it is culminated in today's showdown. Number 7, Asajj Ventress versus number 17, Mara Jade. The Sith Assassin versus the Emperor's Hand. I can't talk tonight. This is not good. Who will win? We'll find out soon. But here with me tonight to see it through to the end, you know him, you'll love him, you'll want to be him. It's my TVC teammate, SWTVC teammate, the Vintage Concepts himself, John. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Tongue-tied, obviously.
It's all right. It's been a long couple of months.
Yeah. Oh, man.
We're
all right.
So close. We're so close, everybody.
So close. Also joining tonight is another one of our SWTVC teammates, the man whose sighs are heard around the world, especially when he has to sacrifice sleep for a silly live stream his buddies insisted on doing at a stupid time on a Monday night. It's SW Collector 375, Army Builder Extraordinaire, Tyler. What's up, dude?
Hey, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks for being here. Oh, but wait, there's more. We have special guests tonight. You may know her from Victoria's Cantina, host of such shows as Cantina Chatter, the Vintage Collection Podcast, and her Cantina Social Hour live streams. It is Victoria. Hey, welcome.
Hello, Evan. Hello, John. Hello, Tyler. Hey, everybody in the chat. Thanks. Good to see you guys. Hello, hello.
Good to see you too. All right. And you thought we were done, didn't you? No, think again. We've got one guy named John on the show tonight, but how about another? That's right. He was here for our first episode of SWTVC Nights earlier this month, and he's here for the last one. He's the guy behind the SW The Vintage Collection Facebook group with 25,000 members and counting. It is John Miko. What is up, my guy?
Hello, everyone. Good to see you guys.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Hello, hello.
Yes.
Thanks for having me again.
All right. How's everybody doing tonight? What's new? Let's go around the table. Victoria, what's going on in your life? What have you been up to lately with your channel and collecting and all that fun stuff?
Oh, just keeping busy. Doing the Cantina Social Hour on Friday nights, except this week it's going to be on Saturday. Cantina Coffee Hour this week because it's Saturday morning. But yeah, no, just doing that. Kind of working on videos off and on. Which is kind of like a long running thing with me. Like I work on them and work on them. And then it's like, I got to redo the whole thing because I've been working on them for so long. So doing that, but I'm immensely happy to be here with you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for the hard work you put into this whole campaign, this whole March Madness. I know it's very tedious and lots of overtime for you guys. So thank you guys for doing that very much.
It's our pleasure, I think. Ask me again in 2 weeks. Miko, how about you? What's going on since we last chatted to you a whopping 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, not too much. Just been busy with kids and their competitive sports their dance world. But I've just been hacking away at the my little Jabba shelf over here I got a little fancy sand fabric, if you will. I know I shared that. I'd attempt to move everything, but I'm probably going to knock a bunch of stuff over. But there's the sand fabric. You can barely tell, but it's there. I promise.
Nice.
Just messing around with that stuff, trying to get that in good order. And I have a ton of figures to put in there. That's awesome, Victoria.
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
Wow.
Happy accident.
But yeah, so as you guys know, and when you box a bunch of stuff up and you have to dig out all the figures and find them and locate them, you might lose some hair. And you know, so I'm going through all that. So waiting for more figures to come in the mail. What do we got coming soon? You know?
Oh, well, that's actually a pretty good segue. I think we'll find out about some stuff that we might be getting soon. Hopefully graphics work tonight. We'll find out right now. Folks, let us know if you're just seeing a black screen. If you are, well, that's a bummer. But there's a Hasbro Pulse fan stream tomorrow, March 25th.
Seems to be working.
Yeah, 11 a.m. on Hasbro Pulse's YouTube. Yeah, curious what's going to go on there, but when was the last one that they did?
Jeez, I felt like it was
pretty
not
recent.
too long ago.
Yeah, it was like less than a month ago. So that's nice. I wonder if is this a byproduct of them doing less pipelines where they'll do more regular reveal events?
I think I saw Steve make a comment about that somewhere. I can't remember where, but he basically said that was the goal. They're going to do more of these live streams and just there'll be less product at each of them. So temper your expectations. Don't be expecting, a dozen figures at every single one of these going forward, but they should be more frequent. Steve said that somewhere. I can't remember where he said it, but
I think he said it yesterday in a comment somewhere.
Yeah.
Tana says the last one was March 4th.
Yeah, I was actually going to the chat. Tana says, March 4th. And then also real quick, Scott McManigal with the super chat here. Grateful for John, Tyler, and Evan for all the hard work this season. Thank you for everything, gentlemen. Thank you, Scott. That means a lot. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
It keeps the lights on in our heads. Let's see. We got a lot of familiar folks here. There's 110 folks watching at the moment. We got Peak Obi-Wan. We got Kevin Hughes. It's working. Yes, it is.
It's working.
That's a lot for a Monday night. But yeah, it's really, really great to see that the graphics are working when it counts, because this is the championship night. So if ever it was needing to work, it would be tonight. So that's good.
Oh, did you guys have? I haven't been able to keep up. Did you guys have the issue again?
No, you were just cursed when it was with you.
Just me.
You were the lucky guest.
My audio wasn't working, the graphics weren't working, but I think we sorted it out for now. So
this commenter asked us last week if anybody had counted all of their figures, and boy, oh boy, I still don't know if I could wrap my head around that, but it appears they're starting to count their own figures today. Good luck on that task. That is
Mr. Johnny Pallets. When's the last time you inventoried your stuff?
I was hoping, living in New England when it's cold for a few months out of there, you hope to say to yourself, I'm going to have all this time with no yard work or anything to organize all this stuff. And I got nowhere. I got absolutely nowhere. And I'll send you a picture of my basement later, Tyler. And
it's because the cold also saps your motivation. So
yeah. And
you got to shovel. You may not have to do leaves and stuff and weeding, but you gotta do shoveling. So it's always something, right?
Yeah. So
can we talk about this for a second?
I was just about to.
This may be kind of off topic, but could someone explain what the heck is going on between Mr. Stevie and the Angry Alpha? And does it relate to tomorrow's stream?
Only Mr. Stevie knows.
Yes.
What did I miss?
Paul, Sun Young Lee, and Steve Evans have been having a back and forth on Instagram about making a Carson figure, Carson Teva. And Mr. Stevie says, absolutely not going to happen. And Paul's saying, give the people what they want. He
said like day 1058 of asking for a figure or something like that.
we got Trapper Wolf. We've even got a Jon Favreau figure, but we don't have Carson in any scale. Yes, we as in collectively Star Wars collectors, those things exist, but
we don't have a Pelly either, so at least he's not completely by himself in the waiting.
We don't have a lot of things, as evidenced by March Madness.
Oh yeah, I was just talking about from the Mandalorian, season 1 in general. But
oh man, let's see. It's about 9:13. We got some time to kill.
First of all, vote. Go vote if you haven't voted. I saw a couple of comments saying we just voted. If there's anybody who forgot to vote, hasn't voted, as always, linktr.ee/.
Link is right down there.
Yes, in that bottom corner, I think on your screens underneath Victoria there. Go vote. There is 45 minutes to do so. Every vote counts. Let's do this. Thank you, Victoria, for the assist. All right. So Has anybody gotten anything in the mail yet? I said I was going to skip this part, the mail call. It's been pretty light for me at the moment, but the saga of weird Hasbro Pulse emails that say your item is one of these two things, shipping yesterday or shipping in 8 months. So a lot of those coming through. Has anybody else actually gotten anything lately of note? Let's start with Victoria.
Strictly TVC, no. Nothing in that regard. Some other stuff, and not vintage collection.
Okay. Okay, I wonder. Miko, how about you? Oh, real quick.
Oh,
Scott,
wow.
thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Asajj.
Thanks, guys.
There's so many tears for sure. One day
You
this
guys
will
are being
be
very
helpful.
generous tonight. Really, really appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Scott.
everybody. All
Did
right.
you guys get an email about the Heir to the Empire set?
That it was moved to June?
Yeah,
What?
June 1.
That's what
Yeah,
that
read
said?
the
Yeah,
rest
there's
of
a
the
few of 'em.
email.
Part
Yeah.
one is
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
how they get you.
yeah.
Can't they
I know.
possibly have 2 email templates that they send out? Why does it have to be one to cover either it's on the way or it's delayed?
It's such a mess.
man.
It's frustrating. And then I'll get them because it used to be like every 5 or 6 days you could expect. All right, it's about to ship. It's about to charge and ship. Then it ships, or then it charges. Then 5 days later it ships, and then go from there. But now it's just the same email every time. But
real quick. Sorry, I have to highlight this. John Rosen. You can buy one TVC figure for $20 or 10 TVS figures.
Ollie's.
Yeah.
and Brett unfed
Mm.
yet? How you doing, Brett? I saw you posted it a couple times. There's so much hope in the air. And it turns out,
Yeah.
They like to dash that hope.
I guess that's why there's money in my bank account this month. You know?
So that's why the bills got paid.
Speaking of money in my bank account, I am just waiting for EE to go from pre-ordered to processing on all of these guys,
Snow troops.
because Chris got at least one case. I don't know if he got all of his cases, but I don't know how many cases. Let's see, what's 100 divided by 8? I don't know how many cases that is. There's 100 of them coming. At some point, I'm going to get charged $1,700 for these things, and I'm just waiting. It's like this like the sense of dread is real, man.
Not just that, but also the 501st troopers.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
because those actually say, according to EE, that they're going to hit before the snow troopers. According to EE, which I'm sure is wrong, it says the 501st is going to charge in May and the snow troopers are going to charge in June. But Chris already got his, and it's March. So there's something not math in there. I don't know.
and sometimes I feel like they're
Their
different
projections are all
distribution
wrong.
centers or something, but you guys are kind of generally in
Yeah.
the same
True.
corner of the world. Not to dox you by saying that you live in the same general corner of the country, but
There's
as
more
Brett
snow
says, that's more
troopers that are in the
very true.
We got to pretend they're all inside the AT-ATs, man.
That's right.
Just
They're
waiting
in
to
they're
rappel
in your
down.
mind.
Add, Tyler.
Yeah.
Add.
No, I can't do it. No.
Yeah, they go alongside the ats.
Yeah, that.
Atstas. I used to pronounce it atstas when I was a kid, and then I was like, wait a minute, and the ATTEs, you can't be at-tees? I don't know. It's okay. Well, I'll allow at. Even Pow says it in Rogue One. Anyway.
Yeah, it's canon. Everything's canon, including the things that happen in the
course.
parks.
Of course,
Yeah.
John. Of course.
All right. Well, hey, we've been farting
Chicken
around.
Walker.
We've been farting around
He's
here
not
for a
with
sec, but in the spirit of keeping tonight a little focused on the main event, which I have not been paying attention to what I'm doing here. What do I have here? The main event. All right, the championship round. So, in the spirit of keeping to that, before we get into the showdowns, though, John, I heard a rumor that you have a
Yes.
little list that you want to share real quick. So, you want to go ahead and walk us through that?
Did you load it up?
We shall find out. Let's
We'll
see what
find
pops
out.
up next.
All right. So, as you know, the March Madness bracket is built with the top 64 characters. There it is. From
Yep.
the top 25 lists we gathered throughout January. January seems like so long ago at this point. But there are way more than just 64 characters that people want. Let's get a little taste. You've all been waiting. You've all been asking a million times. I will not be going over every single one, but we will be going over the top 100 today. Yeah, so you already know the top 64 that were in it. I'm going to open it on my end as well. I don't need to read all these, right? But, you know, Stranger Chimera was up there at number 1, followed by Wrecker Crosshair. A lot of the Bad Batch up there. You can go ahead and read that. We'll be posting this probably Wednesday, I'll say.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not going through it there.
No, it's all good. So we already know what the top 25 were.
Yep. Top
Go
50.
the next top 50.
And then here's where it starts getting spicy.
Yeah. Oh, baby. Oh, boy. So I'll read after, just beyond the bracket. So we had, let's read the 60s. 62 1B was there. Then Clone Captain Rex, 61. 62 is the Galactic Marine. Sorry, Tyler didn't advance past Crosshair. 63, Yachts Orin. Sorry, John didn't go past Wrecker. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. 64, KB. Then just barely missing the bracket. 65, Shock T, who's been on, I believe, once before. 66, Grand Moff Tarkin. You all better thank your lucky stars he did not get on the bracket. Tyler would have killed all of you.
Yeah.
Stop nominating Imperial officers. The tooling already exists.
All right. 67, Mon Mothma, Coruscant Senator. I'm going to cut that off right in the bud right there. So the other Mon Mothma made it on. 68, Princess Leia Organa Ewok Village, who has made it on before as well. 69, 70, Wim and Fern, more of the skeleton crew. We get Uncle Owen Lars. I just put A New Hope because he's always on Tatooine. He's always over there. So this is the specific A New Hope version. 72, Princess Leia Organa Jabim from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Then Kino Loy, Newt Gunray Mustafar, and Rook. So 2 fan favorites who had campaigns behind them, not quite making it on this year. And then, rounding out the top 100, Moff Gideon, Dark Trooper, Finn from Pisana, who has made it on a couple times on the bracket, several times actually. Then Kelnaka, we got a lot of questions about Kelnaka. Q90, who again has made on the bracket a couple times. Then Luke Skywalker Bespin, doing quite well. 81, Imperial Armored Commando has since been announced, but I just wanted to show where he would have ranked. Cool. He was in the bracket last year.
Yeah.
And then Aunt Beru from A New Hope. Then Boba Fett from Empire Strikes Back. Miko, I know he was on your list. Then the Great Mothers, who were on Tyler's list. Then Sizvitz, Ugnaught, just a general Ugnaught, probably Uglost, the main one from Empire Strikes Back. And then a Lutrillian, I believe I'll probably update that to say Othello, because I added Othello and the other Lutrillians in there. Then Labria, Kyle Katarn, Migs Mayfeld from Season 1, Max Rebo, Melshi, Sergeant Melshi from his Scarif gear, Grief Karga, Navarro Cantina, Han Solo Takodana, Poe Dameron from Pisana. A lot of these that have been on the bracket once or twice. And then Boshek, another one who could be made from Bosk. And then another favorite of Tyler's, the Clone Scout Trooper, the 41st Elite Corps from Kashyyyk. And then Gar Saxon, specifically his Clone Wars Siege of Mandalore version. And then Garsa Whip, and then Darth Maul in his Sith Apprentice. Rounding out the top 100.
Barely made it as number 100 on the dot. Come on, guys.
99 now that the Imperial Armored Commando's gone.
That's true. That's true.
I love that Garsa Whip made it in there in the top 100.
Yeah.
You thirsties.
Oh, come on. Let's see. 31 characters have been Tanith. Can always count on Tanith.
Yes. You do better records keeping than I do. So thank you for that.
Wow.
31 characters have been in the top 100.
And
every
Lorena,
year.
I knew you were going to ask about Satine. I'm sorry. I believe she was, where is she here? She's close. I want to answer everybody's questions, but I got to talk about Satine. She was 112.
Okay.
So close to the top 100.
Got to start a petition for her or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh, Shadows of the Empire. Luke.
Return to Mandalore, return to Sundari or something. But
I was thinking of Dark Empire, Luke. Shadows of the Empire, Luke looks like he's about to go fishing with his tackle vest.
He just looks like every unremarkable dude in my hometown out at the bars on a Friday, Saturday night.
Oh God. That's
so good. So we'll post that in a couple days. Just wanted to throw it out there because I know people have been curious. So what almost made it, a lot of these guys that are on the lower end of the bracket, sometimes they fall off or they get their time to shine. So maybe let's hashtag support Satine 2026.
Yes.
But
I want an updated version of her boyfriend. I need a new updated Clone Wars Obi-Wan to go with her.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be all new, so I'm not going to put it on my top 25 list, but here we go. All right.
Yeah.
So that is kind of where March Madness begins, is that data. But where is it going? What's happened since we last gathered here on a stream this past Wednesday? That was less than a week ago. Oh boy. All right. So the Final Four duked it out. I have the bracket without anything on it here. Let's see what pops up next. Final Four. There we go. So on Friday, this past Friday, going into the weekend, the Final Four duked it out on the west side of the bracket. Number 17, Mara Jade, pulled off the upset over number 5, Baze Malbus. Over on the east side, number 7, Asajj Ventress, also managed a commanding upset over the final remaining member of Clone Force 99, number 3, Crosshair. That was the scores there. And if you need to visualize, I believe I put pie charts. They're here.
Yeah.
And they're the full resolution ones mostly because I didn't sleep in and I'm on the stream right now and can actually share them. My bad for the delay on Saturday morning. So,
That's
yes. Yeah, 60.6% for Asajj Ventress on that. So, pretty good.
Yeah, Asajj smashed it.
Yeah. So that puts us here in the championship. All right. So we've got Mara Jade versus Asajj Ventress beginning at 12:01 a.m. Eastern time this morning or last night, depending on where you're at. Mara and Ventress have been duking it out in the polls in the championship round of this year's TVC March Madness. So before we get into anything further, again, there is still time to vote. Visit the link on the corner of the stream here, the link tree, and cast your vote now if you have not. Please, please, please. All right.
Question.
Yes.
Who did Bo-Katan square off with in the finals?
That was Boba Fett in his Morak, or like his re-armored appearance.
Yep.
Back in 2021.
I was wondering if it was a couple ladies again.
This is the first time that it's 2 ladies, I believe. Yes.
Ladies' night.
Yep. So yes, how did we get here, John?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh
no,
well,
John Miko, explain to us how it was.
I don't know.
like, wait a minute. Okay, so
there's these rounds that happen, and you
Yeah.
keep cutting them in half.
Okay, I'll save you here, John. So this year, going through the bracket, Mara Jade in the first round defeated my boy Ben Solo, Good Boy Sweater. Then second round, she defeated Kiadi Mundi.
real quick, it's back to Ben Solo. I'm sorry if it's old news. The other day at Target, I sent you guys that I saw. There's a Good Boy Ben Funko Pop now. With
Incorrectly named. They called him
name's
Kylo Ren on the
Ren.
packaging. They screwed it up. They've had
Kylo
5
Ben?
years.
Is that brand new?
Yeah, it's brand new. It just
Oh,
came
Did they
out.
do?
Ren.
Have they done another one of him without
No.
outside of the 2-pack?
Oh,
wow.
well, yes, they have. Yes, they have.
Okay.
I think they did. I don't collect those. I
But
used to, and that was dangerous.
I'm like, are you gonna get that one though? You've been waiting so long.
I've got 2. I've got 1 Funko Pop. 2. I've got a signed Ahsoka, and I have a Valentine's Day Obi-Wan that my partner got for me. And then I actually ordered one this week. It is the Obi-Wan Kenobi from Revenge of the Sith with the little speech bubble on him that says "Hello there."
Right.
So
But
I
it's
gotta
good,
have that one.
It's Good Boy Sweater Ben, for God's sake.
I might get it.
I'm
Don't
just
talk
saying.
me into spending more money.
I'm just saying it's still possible that they can make him because he's on the shelves. I saw the Good Boy and that beautiful sweater on the shelves at Target the other day. I almost fell down on my bottom.
If my therapist ever watches this, which I pray they don't, but just look at all these enablers I'm surrounded with. I stand no chance.
I'm sorry, but I just had to bring it up real quick.
I thought you said Kylo Ben.
Kylo
Like,
Ben.
Kylo Ben.
I mean, that's closer than what's on the package because he's not Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is dead. So yeah. So that was round 1. My good
Yes.
boy, Bring Me Ben Solo, is delayed yet again. Mara Jade advanced to the second round where she took out another purple lightsaber wielder. Well, before George made Attack of the Clones, Kiadi Mundi, and he then fell to her blade, and she then went up against the Stranger. Now the Stranger was
Number 1 seed.
unable to land a 3-hole punch on her, and she pulled off the upset against him. He was the number 1 seed, and she was number 17, and yet he stood no chance. Then she faced off against Echo from the Bad Batch. but pulled off that upset and then faced off against Baze Malbus in the final four.
Man,
Oh,
I gotta say,
Oh.
I'm really I'm thrilled that Mara has made it this far, but I'm also shocked, especially considering the people she went up against: Granger, Echo, Baze. I mean, all
Ben
three
Solo
of them
put some
are
respect on that.
really. I'm talking about heavy hitters here, okay? Like,
Ben Solo put some respect on that.
right. So
if
yeah.
Baze Malbus had a lightsaber, he would have won.
Yes, I would have voted for him.
What was the closest matchup? It was her and Baze that was.
I'm
That
trying to
was
think because
pretty close.
all of her matchups were fairly close. All of her wins
Okay.
were fairly close, right?
I could do the
Maybe
thing
I'm
where I pulled up the
misremembering.
graphics that I made.
I'm looking at the graphics right now, but
Okay.
yeah, you could pull them up. But I'm looking at them. Everybody, you can go to Instagram and look up SWTVC. But
Yeah.
there wasn't like a huge blowout, I don't think,
Mm-mm.
on any of these. On it, maybe no.
No, there's been a lot of close matchups this year, just in general. I've
Yeah.
noticed.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's right, Cliff. Shasa was really close
6 votes.
against the dog.
votes.
Yeah.
The Sith. Come on.
So even if they lost, everybody put up a valiant effort this year.
Come on. Random backgrounder barely loses to the Dark Lord of the Sith.
That was really wild.
Yeah.
But the round where Mara knocked out Stranger was that might have been the craziest round of March Madness ever, because she upset, knocked out the number 1 seed. Hong Krell, the defending champion, was knocked out, and Arleal,
Yeah.
the last figure standing champion, was knocked out, all in one round.
Mhm.
And we didn't expect any of those things to happen. So after
Yeah.
that, it was like anybody's ball game. We're like, wow, who's gonna win now? No friggin' idea.
I thought Arlisle was going to sleepwalk into the finals at a certain point. I was like, he's got this, man.
It's madness.
When Yakface hinted that the Jedi Temple Guard might be coming, the Jedi Temple Guard proceeded to lose. So that changed things for sure.
I think you're putting
So,
a
yeah,
lot
I
of
don't know.
stock into how much people pay attention to some of that.
Or read captions.
Yeah.
Very aware that
Listen,
that doesn't happen most of the time.
Yakface has been around for a very long time. If you guys are not paying attention to his rumor list, you might want to pay attention to that list. I'm just saying. It's been there for a long time.
Let's see.
Pretty reliable, like 99 something % accurate.
Oh wow. Thanks, Dam. Evan's making his way down those.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I'm working down there.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Do you guys think the Heir to the Empire 3-pack has kind of given her a second?
Oh, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Undoubted. There's no way in my mind Mara would have made it this far were it not for that 3-pack. No way. No way.
It's like people want things that go together almost. What a weird.
And right, so this is like an
weird
indication of world building. You put this out there into the ether, right? And people are suddenly super energized and like, oh my God, I didn't know we could get these things. So let's push for Mara. Now here she is in the finals. I mean, wow.
Okay, sorry. Seeing this blue snag isn't real and can't hurt you. Going back up to Hamdam's chat. Why is there no nostalgia push for a blue snaggletooth and a Kenner style flight suit? TVC blue snag is essential for the heritage scale and the cantina. I feel like I was just in a group chat somewhere that was talking about this, and I think folks were maybe more of the consensus that this would be more appropriate for retro. Would that be going too far to say?
Maybe
I'm not qualified
among
to
these
speak on
people.
such things.
Yeah.
So
I'll say Blue
Fifth on that one.
Snaggletooth ranked about 223 here. I'll only do this because you paid us cash.
Shameless.
But then regular
You want to know what your
hard
favorite character
Oh my
ranks?
God. Where'd your
Regular
favorite
snaggle-
character
No,
rank?
regular
Just
snaggle.
send John a
No,
dollar.
No, don't actually do that. Don't actually do that. I'm just saying. Send me a
Please
cool
don't do
fiver.
that, guys. That would...
Yeah.
Don't actually do that. Once I put out
$5. I'm just
once I
kidding.
put out the top 100, leave comments and I will answer all the comments when I get to them in time. It's just hard when there's a live stream and we're dealing with
Oh
18
my
things.
god.
So
Oh, we lost Victoria. I was going to ask her about Blue Snag.
I think she'll be back.
Okay.
You guys are terrible.
You would think, there's some
Oh, she was getting a blue
Yes,
snag.
sense.
Yep.
yes.
Blue snag was in Rebels, so I guess that's world building.
Oh my gosh, I
He
forgot
is
about
real
that.
and he
what
can
is
hurt.
that sound?
That's a
Ooh,
fact.
oh lord, that was
He
bad.
is real.
What we got?
I believe that's Victoria.
Okay.
Don't know what's gonna or yeah.
I was gonna say you would think we see some things this year that could be hot sellers for the Cantina, and that would be the one, right?
Yeah, it would be pretty interesting. I mean, I'd buy it. I kind of wanted a Kenner set, Kenner style set of colorways. Is that me?
That's Victoria.
Oh, okay.
Something's going on with your mic. Yeah, some cool effects going on.
She's getting too excited for the finale.
Literally buzzing with excitement.
Yes, 25 minutes. We got 25 minutes. Again, if you haven't voted, do so at the corner link. You can't click it, unfortunately. It's just a pretty image, but type that in if your fingies work. Yes.
All right, should we see how Asajj's
Yes.
journey through the bracket real quick?
Let's see Asajj Ventress's journey through the bracket. All right. So for Asajj, she defeated in the first round the Pike Soldier. She went on to fight SM-33 and managed to take him out. Agent Callus in the Sweet 16, and he put up a fight, man. I think, if I remember correctly. I was surprised just in general to see how well he did. Then Wrecker, again, that Bad Batch was making it pretty far. Then she continued to massacre the Bad Batch and beat Crosshair in the final four.
I gotta say, I really expected that to be a lot closer than it was. She stomped on him, dude.
Yeah,
she did quite well in several of her matchups, like more than Mara Jade did in hers, which I thought was interesting.
All right, real quick. Is the whole hot callus thing, is that like a TVC community thing, or is this
No,
like
it's a fan thing.
Star
fan
Wars,
thing.
like everybody refers to him as hot callus? Okay.
After
All right.
once he back in the day, once he kind of revealed himself to be Fulcrum and his hair was kind of messed up. It was like out of place and it was a little disheveled. He's letting his hair down a little bit, and so then he got the nickname Hot Callus. And then,
The sweet sideburns.
yeah, then when he grew out the beard, he had the sideburns, but then when he grew out the beard and became the
Like
Rebels,
the lamb
Benjamin.
chops.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh god.
But okay, so let's take a look back to previous years. How did these two perform in previous years? I wrote up a monologue about it.
Yes, John.
This is
Crack
what
an egg
you're
of knowledge
going
on
to
our
do.
heads.
All right.
Are you gonna send in money for yourself to do this?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm paying myself in cash.
Don't worry. He's been sending me texts that just say send money with the water gun emoji, and I just keep doing that until March Madness things get done. Well, I'm in the hole big time on this year.
Oh my god.
They need to change that emoji back. All right, it bothers me.
Anyway, save your cash for your Hasbro pre-orders. Don't give it to us. Give it to
Yes.
Hasbro. Anyway, Asajj Ventress has been a mainstay on the TVC March Madness bracket. She is one of 14 characters to compete all 5 years. She has been steadily climbing the submission ranks from 34 to 29, 25, 12, and now 7, her highest ranking ever. This is her second trip to the championship trip, having previously lost to Count Dooku in 2023 and having made it to the top 32 in 2021, Elite 8 in 2022, and the Final 4 in 2024. So she's a mainstay on the bracket at this point.
Yes.
Can you highlight Tanith's comment?
Yeah, sorry, I was reading. Ventress has arguably done better than any other character in recent fan events, getting into the finals twice now and both last figure standing tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He's not wrong.
No.
Tell you, Tanith always comes with the facts. Okay.
Yeah. He's coming for your job, John.
2.0.
You take it, Tanner. It's yours.
I think he wants a chair at the SWTVC table, I swear.
But she was one of the I just posted this all over the Rebel Scum forums, and where is it now when I need it the most? She was one of the few left over from the Elite 8 from one of the years. Let me see real quick. Let me bring up that preliminary stats thing. Yeah, okay. So from the 2022 bracket, she is the only one of the Elite 8 that we don't have, and she is one of the 3 out of the Sweet 16 we don't have that year. Yeah, from 2023, she is the only one of the Final 4 we don't have, and the only one of the Elite 8 that we don't have. So, yes, she's always done well. But how well did she do today? We'll stay tuned. 20 more minutes. Okay, so what about Mara? This was only Mara Jade's second time on the TVC March Madness bracket. She was the 58th seed in 2024 when she lost to Baze Malbus in the first round. She got her revenge this year, it would seem. This year, she was ranked 17. So she ranked outside the top 100 the first 3 years, but her 2023 Black Series release, 2024 Black Series repack, and as you mentioned, John, her TVC Heir to the Mara-less TVC Heir to the Empire 3-pack, likely, in my opinion, contributed to her rising in the ranks.
Oh, yeah.
She is no stranger to winning fan polls, though, having placed in the top 25 in the early 2006 Toy Fair magazine poll, which Quinlan Voss won, and then Darth Revan won on a technicality because Quinlan was already coming. And she won the 2011 Titan magazine fan poll, which led to her 2013 3.75-inch Black Series figure. And if only it had ball joint hips, we wouldn't be here today. But that was based on her catsuit design, despite the poll calling her Mara Jade Skywalker. And I believe at one point they had a picture of her green Jedi robes, or kind of Irish looking Jedi robes, but yeah, we got the cat suit for the third time again.
Yes.
Oh man. That's
so they've both done well in polls in general, even if Mara has never really it's kind of a surprise to see her doing so well in March Madness, but she's always been on fan polls.
So about that, right? And I don't know if you have this data handy, but has any contestant in March Madness gone from such a high seed one year to going this far the next year? I don't think there's ever been a character, and I could be wrong because you're the data guy, right? But I don't know if there's ever been a character that has surged that far ahead compared to their performance in the previous year. I mean, that's really wild.
Well, let me see brackets.
I'm trying to think.
I'm going to Pre Vizsla did quite well in 2022, and he was ranked 48.
That's true.
So that was about as far. I think that was the farthest that a lower ranking one has ever gone. That was the year Chrysanthemum won. He was 22, I believe.
But you said Mara was 58. I mean, that's like
last
barely
year,
in the tournament.
Last year, yeah.
That's to go from 58 last year to 17 this year and make it all the way to the final showdown. That's pretty wild. That's wild.
Yeah,
relevancy
that's
matters.
That's like unprecedented.
But gotta thank Joris for that.
Yeah. Good question from Kevin.
Oh man, everybody's got such detailed questions. I love them, but I don't always have them on hand.
Was he 20 something?
Yeah, actually, I can look that up real quick. Oh my God.
Sorry.
No, keep it coming. Keep it coming. It keeps me awake. No, Pankral he was 24, then 28, then 26, then 15, then 12. So he's always been in the top 30.
Okay.
And I think both of them, even though we do have figures for both Mara and Ventress, even though Tyler thinks the world started, God created heaven and the earth, man and woman, and then TVC the next day, and nothing existed before that. But we do have 3.75-inch figures of both Mara and Ventress from over the years. But
Don't clump me in with those Black Series people that have no awareness of history pre-2014.
Know the
okay? I am
history.
like, I just didn't exist. Nothing happened.
but yes, they have older figures, but they are both, I think, important and worthy characters in the overall Star Wars. I can't say canon, but in the Star Wars universe, and expanded or otherwise.
That's a good point, John.
There's always a bit
know?
of truth
Yeah.
in legends.
Yeah.
That's a good point, though. They're characters that have been done in the past. It's actually
both of
kind of it's crazy that Asajj has not made it into TVC yet, but we were saying the same thing, right, with Dooku
Yeah.
before that, and it was just like, how has he not been featured out of 300 plus figures in this line, right?
Yeah.
Some of those characters like Dooku and then Finn, even though we just got a repack for him, but like some of these like major characters in the overall saga where it's like, how do we not have them yet? So it doesn't have rocker ankles, it doesn't exist. And we've said
Matt's correct. Correct. 20 points to Hufflepuff.
Real quick, Miko, I know you were on the first week. We got a glimpse of your bracket and all that. Victoria, have you filled out a bracket? Yes, or if not, did you have? Was this going the way you were kind of voting at any point, or what's your thoughts on this year's tournament so far?
So, firstly, am I staticky still?
No, you sound good now. I don't know what that is.
Okay, great. Okay. So I think it's been really interesting so far this year. I think it's been very reaffirming in a way, actually, to see that so many people looking at the top 30 and then especially seeing, each time we've had voting going on, that it's very clear that people want to complete the cruise, right? Mm-hmm. We've seen this a lot this year, I think, with the Bad Batch. Yeah, it's been very noticeable with Rogue One, and even Solo. Like it really like warms my heart to see like Kira doing so well, to see Dryden Voss doing so well. So I think if there's one takeaway for me personally this year, it's that people want to complete their cruise, and there's absolutely no excuse for it to take 5 years, 6 years. I mean, next year it'll be 10 years since Rogue One to complete that crew. That's just it's asinine, and there's no excuse for that. That cannot be the norm going forward anymore. I think in the future, Hasbro needs to lay out a plan. Like if you're talking about like a Rogue One or a Bad Batch,
stick to it.
Right. There needs to be a plan. Like, okay, we may not do all the Bad Batch in year 1, but by the end of year 3, you're going to have that complete crew.
Yes.
There needs to be something in place like that, because you're going to lose a lot of people if you don't complete these very pivotal, important crews in a lesser amount of time.
And they got to stop starting crews that they have no intention to finish too.
Well, and then to act shocked when people want them to finish it. It's like, hey, here's a hunter. Okay, where's the rest of the batch? What? Like, guys, come on.
Mm-hmm.
I think the desire for the Bad Batch has really reached a crescendo this year. I mean, it's gone from the point of like desire to like frustration and borderline like anger. Like people are like, these characters had better not be on the tournament next year because I'm sick of seeing these characters in the tournament. Like,
but you know who should be on the tournament next year?
Bad.
Yeah, speaking of crews, we need to complete Anakin's pit crew. Thank you, Janet.
Yep. Anakin's pit crew. Complete the crew. Thank you, Janet.
So yes, and Kitster was not.
Kitster and Wald
was just 278, and Wald was 293. So they're getting there. They're circling the bracket. They're basically right there. But thank you, man.
You do bring up a good point about these polls, and well, first of all, going back to what Victoria was saying, right, with having a linear plan for some of these things and making sure they happen within a what do you call it, a shortened time period and not anything too
Reasonable
extended.
amount of time.
Yeah, a reasonable amount of time and have a plan. We're doing these polls, we're getting a lot of good data, and that's a fear I have, to be honest. Is like, if things don't get announced that keep coming into these top 10s or 25s, what is the point? And we're spending all this time doing these things, and it's just painful. So
yeah, and then it leaves you wondering too. It's like, well, what other exciting things are we having to miss out on because we're asking for the same thing over and over again?
And it gets harder when, obviously a lot of people are supporting the line. We hope we're not losing people, but we probably are for many reasons. And then we're funding HasLabs, and I don't care if we don't fund the third tier. We're still funding the HasLabs. So it's time we, and I think that's part of the reason, Steve came back too, was to help, make sure things were happening, I think to that degree and that type of mindset. So
real quick, can you highlight how excuse me, I can't speak today. How runners comment?
It's their second look.
Hasbro, please, for the love of God, stop making things from the second appearance or the second game or the second season before you do the first one. There's an actual term for this in the community. And it's called getting griefed. And we hate it. We hate it. Like, they did this with Grief Karga, hence where the term came from. And then they did it with Cal Kestis. And then what are the other examples? I know there's more examples.
They did it with Revenge of the Sith Anakin. We should have gotten episode 1 Tatooine.
Well, that's a little different, but I mean, I'm being serious here. Like, it's happened several times, and
for sure.
we don't like that. Stop doing that, please.
I mean, the fear now is, like, if they do Luthen, will it be a season 2 look that doesn't go with their season 1 casting or something? But
it's maddening, man.
The reason I highlighted this comment, though, the Hasbro's team, Daniel Falconer says the Hasbro team has to guess what will resonate with fans a year before the show debuts. If there's follow-up, it takes a couple of years before they can be slotted in. And it's like, yeah, sure, but that's probably why we peer over the fence of the Black Series, green with jealousy, because it's like, for some reason, they just get it all, and they don't have to ask. They don't have to campaign. It's just there. And if it doesn't do well, oh well. There's still a dozen other all new figures that they can go buy for 5 cents at an Ollie's. But
Vintage
tough.
won't get those characters because Hasbro looks at them and says they didn't sell.
Correct. And
the other example was Migs Mayfeld. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Let's show Riley Bob.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Riley Bob.
Yes. Thank you, Riley Bob.
The good news with that, though, is there is tooling to leverage.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
or sculpt.
I don't really care to talk about what's at Ollie's and what's selling, not selling.
I'm being glib, so I apologize.
They could be producing more than they care for and sending some of that to discount. But we're getting, I think, a lot of the most recent waves pretty I think they're low production numbers, to be honest.
I think we started noticing it with the Revan and Hera and
and
wave.
some of those
figures, the
figures,
first wave where it was like really noticeably underproduced.
Yeah, and some of those figures were being used for their Rebels and HasLab tooling. But yeah, there's been some recent waves that have been pretty short packed or lower production runs. But back to the good news is in the spirit of leveraging tooling, that's out there. The Bad Batch tooling is out there, and they can leverage from it what they want.
Yeah.
We know the tooling is probably cutting the tooling is the most expensive part, but it seems like the lines are sharing a lot of
the sculpting right?
At this point, more so than ever. So,
and that's why there's such a major emphasis on what we do with March Madness, where it's about all new tooled figures to every single figure they make, pretty much, there's at least something they can use, they could leverage from a lot of these characters to do something creative and make another much requested figure as well. You know, I think a lot of the Jabba Goon set with your boy Velkin and Tessic, and it's like, cool, Andor legs and Cal Kestis legs, and that made those possible. So
I want to say, just for you know, I know it can get frustrating when we're in the thick of it, looking over a list and stuff. But looking back, I have last year's, the first year's last figure standing. They've made 8 of those 10 figures at this point. Ventress and Luthen are the other ones. And then from this past year, they've made 2 of them already, right? And that was only a few months ago, like 6 months ago.
Right. Yeah. No, that's a good point, John.
And then, not to pat ourselves in the back or whatever, but just to show, you know, and I posted the thing that, from 2021, they've made all of the top 20 plus 40 of the top 64. For 2022, for March Madness, they made 17 of the top 20. 2023, they made 8 of the top 10, 16 of the top 20. So they made, whether happenstance or they already had a lot of these planned already while people were asking for them, our priorities line up with their realities in a lot of cases. So I know it is frustrating to keep having, you know, saying, look at this figure that's been on the list for 5 years or whatever, but they are slowly but surely knocking these characters out. Something like the Snowtrooper, or like all the New Hope mains, like we always said, like we were campaigning for them a couple years ago. Now they're all joining the line. Same with the Rebels before that and stuff. But so it takes time, and it would be nice if, you know, we got all 64. I think they're going to reveal all 64 characters tomorrow on the stream. Is my understanding.
Naturally.
And when they don't, everyone's going to be super disappointed. So
it's gonna take a little time.
Speaking of time, 4 minutes left.
Wow.
Get those votes in, everybody. Thanks for the tee up there, Miko. Let's see.
Who's it gonna be?
All right. Well, that's
figures.
I bring this up. I've got a couple lightsabers here because.
Who you got, chat? Let's do a little mini poll in the chat, just for funsies.
This doesn't
Start
count.
a poll.
Who do you think's gonna win?
Count towards anything.
Start a poll. You want me to do that? Are you giving me a command here, Tyler? Is that what's happening?
No. I'm doing it.
Okay.
All right. This question, who you got, is who you think's going to win. Start the poll.
This doesn't count as an actual vote.
This doesn't count as a vote. You have to actually submit your vote at the link.
Yes.
To count.
146 people watching. I hope all 146 of you have cast your vote. If you have not, there are 3 minutes left. Go to that link, linktr.ee/SWTVC, linktr.ee/SWTVC.
Can you highlight Hamdams or Hamdam? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry, buddy.
Hot damn.
And that's exactly what we're talking about.
But they did take 20 years to release a Tarkin and a Bantha and Slave Leia and stuff. So it's not like, you know.
It's not unprecedented. It's just uncomfortable.
That it literally took 20 years for Tarkin. My God, that's crazy. That's so crazy.
But yeah,
it didn't come out until 97. Didn't the line launch in 95? It took 2 years to get them out. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Can I share 2 more observations, if that's okay?
Yes, please.
So first one, and this might be a little controversial, but I think Lucasfilm really needs to stop mandating things for the vintage collection when it comes to new media. I know that's going to upset people when it comes to Black Series getting, you know, all of Skeleton Crew or all of Acolyte in one go, you know, within a couple of waves. But that doesn't work for TVC in a world where we're only getting a very small amount of figures per year. I think for vintage collection, it needs to be more of like, let's wait and see, you know, does it make sense to make that whole crew? And then when the time comes, you know, if it makes sense, like in Bad Batch's case, I mean, we still had to wait anyway, right? And we only got one, then just do that, like hold off, and then make them at the appropriate time, you know, within a short amount of time, obviously, if they resonate with fans and collectors. Last year, there was the whole thing of all those Mandalorian repaints that they were doing. And people were like, oh, it's because Skeleton Crew, you know, it got pushed the end of the year. They had to move things around. How many Skeleton Crew figures have they made since then?
Yeah.
1. So, I mean, I don't know what was going on with that, but they absolutely need to keep Lucasfilm out. Do that for the Black Series, okay? Like that's obviously the series that they're using to promote all the new content anyway, right? Because everything gets made there. Keep the focus there. Keep it out of TVC. And then the last thing is with regarding the comment earlier about it's hard for Hasbro to plan. Well, one thing that's going to always resonate with collectors is that we always want the bad guy. Always, always, always.
Yes.
Stranger #1 seed.
Reach.
We want the bad guy. Last year, Balin and Shin, we want the bad guy. That's always going to be the case.
Yes.
It's always a sure bet to give us the bad guy.
But to that point, right? And this ties back to Lucasfilm. The problem child in that equation is Lucasfilm, because they were not transparent about what that character looked like. Hasbro cannot make a figure of a character when their only reference is, all right, this is what the helmet looks like. Okay, what is the whole rest of the figure looks like? That's why neither scale has him. It's because Lucasfilm was not transparent about the character, because they're just obsessed with this secrecy thing, and it's screwing over the merchandising. To put it bluntly as I possibly can, it is a horrible formula. It's got to stop. The secrecy has got to stop.
Speaking of
I'll get off my
secrets,
soapbox.
I would love to debate this with you guys. However, it is time.
we got a secret of our own.
We've done it. The polls are
Yee.
now closed, everybody.
Who's it
Share
gonna
it.
be?
Share it.
All right, let's see. I'm not going to share this image quite yet.
Wow.
All right, where are we at? Okay,
you,
so 1,621 votes today.
Solid.
John, will you add that image to the stream when the time? Just one sec. I'm going to light these up.
What image? Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, I see.
Yep. I will extinguish the loser's lightsaber. All right, let's see where the buttons on these bad boys. Okay.
Who's
All right,
gonna bite
so-
the dust?
Okay.
My skull glass.
Don't look at my glasses.
Okay. By 15 votes, I think, if my math is correct.
Yeah, 15 votes.
15 votes. Your champion of 2025 TVC March Madness with 818 votes, 50.5% of the votes. Mara Jade.
What?
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Let's see these stunned reactions real quick, and then we'll put it back on the stage.
Tyler, you can turn off all your voting bots now.
All all 15 of them.
Everyone's like, how many people did you bribe? Do you know how many troopers I have on pre-order right now?
All your Russian
Zero.
bots, bots can go back to talking about Zack Snyder.
Oh man.
I wasted my time
Yes.
making graphics for each of them, but we only needed Mara at the end of the day.
You know what? I want to try something real quick because I wasted my time with something. I don't want to see what happens if this will work. Let's see.
Miko, you have her husband's lightsaber handy, don't you?
That's right.
Wow.
All right. Something's uploading here, but yeah. While that's uploading, I guess let's go back to the chat there, John. Let's see what's up. What folks are saying.
And it says, "EU's back, baby." Oops.
Just showing Miko
You know
playing around
what's
the lightsaber.
interesting?
I'm going
Is
to
that
remove this.
the poll in the chat got it wrong.
They said Ventress.
Yeah.
There's just
All
well
right.
done there.
So can we just say, like, earlier today it was absolutely wild and crazy. It was a dead tie at one point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
For
sometimes
quite a long time, yeah.
So sometimes the graph will show 50-50, but if it's still like a handful of votes, like 3, 4, 5 votes, I don't know, it'll still show 50-50, but the votes don't actually, like, it's not actually accurate in terms of the votes. But no, they were dead heat. Was it 583 to 583 at one point?
They were
Yeah.
they were
Like,
exactly tied
Dead.
for a lot
Yeah.
of the day.
It was wild, dude.
It jockeyed for a while.
Asajj was up in the morning, and then when the afternoon came in the afternoon and evening, Mara finally started to pull ahead. She flipped it, and actually, this isn't the first time. Mara was losing a couple times, and she ended up flipping it in the evening. So it's kind of interesting.
Real quick, John, if you hide the comments, I want to see if this plays. I threw this together. I don't know. I didn't actually quality control this thing. I'm curious if this will show.
As the creator of Mara Jade,
Wait! I am not the creator of Mara Jade, and I want you to get out of this office right now.
I'm sorry, Zed.
No way.
You brought
No
it on
way.
You brought it on yourself.
I don't want you here.
I'm so
Out.
sorry, George. I didn't think it would go like this.
Out.
Ted, I got your voucher.
Out!
Oh my God.
Holy shnikes. What was that? Was that real?
It was a joke, but it was real.
Yeah.
It was when they were doing. It was the robot checking guys. It might have been either when they were doing robot checking or when they were doing detours. But then they said, George is the creator of Mara Jade, and he says, "What?"
Yeah, I threw that together. And I was like, oh, I hope she wins now.
Listen, I love George Lucas. But he got that wrong when it comes to Mara Jade. Okay, Mara Jade is an awesome character, and I will go to my grave. I will die on that hill. You got that one wrong, George. Sorry.
I didn't realize I had a hint the whole time. I was drinking a purple drink. So
Wow.
oh, delightful. Oh man. Oh, Tanith, don't say things like this. If I put Star Wars Detours on my list, will it get them to finish the show?
The 20th anniversary of Lucasfilm Animation Panel at Celebration. I want to ask, what is going on with Detours? Put it on the YouTube channel. Put it on Disney Plus. Do something. I want to see how bad it was.
All right. So how are we all feeling about all this, guys?
I mean, I'm thrilled.
Tyler's on
Tyler,
Cloud
yeah.
9.
Yes. Congrats, Tyler. You've been campaigning hard for this one. God bless you, sir. Johnny,
What do you guys
Mustache, how you
think?
feeling?
It's fine. I don't like Mara Jade that much, but she's,
Yeah.
good for everybody.
Hater.
I love her so much. I've been buying her figures for 30 years, so what else we got?
Hey,
But-
John, it's hard to find beautiful redheads. Come on.
It's true. It's all right.
All right, Victoria, how you feeling about all this?
I'll just leave. Sorry.
I thought this was going to be the result.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just had a feeling, but I'll tell you who I voted for because, I mean,
Yes.
I got to let you know who I voted for.
The pleasure's all mine.
Nice.
Yes.
Awesome.
So,
What's really oh, go ahead, Victoria. Sorry.
I was just going to say, like, the winner. I respect, Mara Jade won. That's, and that's cool. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously we've had Ventress fleshed out way more, I think, in terms of all the different media she's been in.
Yeah.
Even name dropped in live action, which I don't think
Yes.
Mara has been name dropped in live action, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
But I think for me, like what I look at is the Mara Jade, the best Mara Jade that we have is better than the best Asajj Ventress that we have, right? Not counting like the animated Clone Wars one, which is a pretty darn good figure. So I know there are issues with that Mara Jade, but she's still quite a bit better than any Asajj Ventress figure that we have. So that's my main thing. But who knows? Maybe tomorrow they'll announce the old Mara Jade with the new head sculpt. I don't know.
Yeah.
When was she name dropped by Anakin in Ahsoka when he's
Yeah,
like
when
a
he's-
hologram?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Very
There's
cool.
more to her story to come, and we'll never get another Mara Jade story ever again. So you know what?
But you'll hear about it from cast members at Galaxy's Edge.
Yes.
I don't know. Rumor has it that Zendaya is gonna be Mara
Where do
Jade.
you
I don't know.
people
No.
find
Where do
this
where do
shit?
these people read this stuff?
The interweb is going wild. Okay, I don't know. We'll see.
Close the browser. Go outside. Oh man, Miko, how you feeling, man?
Sure.
Good, great. we'll print that on the poster.
Good talk. Good talk.
I think Asajj has done so well for so long. Obviously it's there. They know people want her.
Yeah.
So to see Mara, what is he saying here?
That's funny.
Just lore accurate.
Wow. Good point. Good point.
All right.
But yeah, I just think, good to see someone related to a Skywalker coming through. So I'm a
Absolutely.
Skywalker fanboy. So
Yeah. Hey man, purple lightsabers, you won my heart. So
I gotta say, it's interesting that Ventress got to the finals twice
yeah.
and
Okay.
lost both times.
Right, lost
But
to
I
Dooku,
think
right?
Yep.
it was. I think her showdown with Dooku was pretty close too, wasn't it? I can't remember how many votes it was, but
I don't remember.
Can't remember
Hey,
how
John.
close it was. But
Say what?
Dennis,
John, he'll
where's
tell you.
Zeta? How close was that showdown? I'm just kidding.
Baze knocked her out last year, Tanith.
Okay.
Baze
Ooh.
No. Sorry. I just totally lied. I was thinking of Mara Jade. Let me bring it up. Last year, Ventress was knocked out by Balin.
Okay.
Balin, right.
And in years past, she was knocked out by Boba Fett, Morak, and Darth Revan, who both went on to do quite well.
There's a
Balin
pattern
went
though,
on to
right?
Yep.
There's a pattern of characters winning when the figures surrounding them are being announced or made.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Even the shoes. We saw him. We were dangled.
Yes.
He dangled in front of us and taken away.
The shoes half exists.
And
That's
then
the good news.
the grave in the rock in The Force Awakens, everyone thought was a grave. So you got that's your Mara Jade right there.
To answer this, no, it wasn't 1,000 votes today. It was 1,600 votes today.
1621, so it's about on par with what it usually is.
Mhm.
But and somebody also wrote the Hasbro live stream is tomorrow. The
Mhm.
pre-orders go up Wednesday.
Yes. So
Tomorrow at
that's
11, like
12
usual,
hours
or-
11 a.m.
from now, essentially.
I will be in an airport.
11 hours. Oh, geez.
Well, they're going to announce everything that
Flying
we've talked about here tonight, so we're good.
Clearly. Yes. Who won the poll here? It was Ventress won the poll here, but yes, that was just for fun, just to see what you guys were thinking. But yes, Mara Jade is the actual winner of this year's March Madness tournament. Wow. I did not really expect
It
that.
was close to how many votes was it again?
It's 15.
It was 818 to 803, so 50.5%.
That's close.
49.5%.
But I don't think it's the closest it's ever been. I think
Chrysanthemum
by like
versus
11
Previs.
votes.
Yeah, that was close.
that was the closest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What about Balin versus Pong? I feel like that was like 7 votes or something.
It was about
crazy close.
500 votes separated those guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Who was the other close one?
Brie Vizsla versus Chrysanthemum.
Yes.
And you can thank that for why Tyler is very upset about the new tooling rule. So thank you to those 7 people who voted.
I know we talked about this when I was on last time, but the finals of LFS with our Leo and the Stranger were 26 votes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's nuts.
Wow.
So clearly, we all want everything, but it's always interesting seeing how.
And then they both got knocked out together.
Yeah.
In one of the rounds.
But don't get too dejected if they lose, because it's
like,
still, still hundreds of people voting for these things every time.
And this doesn't change the data. This doesn't change the rankings of the figures going in that the tournament was built upon. So, there's the two ways of looking at it. It's all fun. We had a good time.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And, I'm going to take a nap.
Yep. So on that wanting to take a nap note, I want to throw to Victoria is where can folks find you? So we can all get out of here.
Well, firstly, thanks again. You guys are having me, and thanks to everybody who's been tuning in and in the chat. It's been a lot of fun. And I can be found on YouTube, Victoria's Cantina, Instagram, pretty much all the socials, just under Victoria's Cantina.
Perfect. All right, Miko, where can folks find you?
You can find me on the Facebook, Star Wars, the Vintage Collection Facebook group, at the Far Side of Endor on Instagram, and johnmiko.com. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for being here.
Thank you guys. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, John,
And
Tyler.
thank you. I'll say, let's do it now. I'll say thank you
Yeah.
guys for everything you've done. Miko, I know I've been emailing you constantly, and Evan's been posting.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
And
I
thank
tried
you,
to make it easy. I made a Google folder for you to get
It was all very easy. So thank you. Yeah.
So
Great
thank you
work.
for doing that.
Great
And
work on
thank
all
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for doing that every day. And thanks, Victoria, for talking about it and getting the word out on your live streams and everything and letting everybody know. And thanks also to Evan. Do you want to read the list of everybody?
All right. People who helped, a couple of them just sitting here with us right now. John Miko, Victoria's Cantina, Yak Face, Troman on Reddit, Brett on Fet, Bosk's Bounty, Bantha Skull, Toys Are the Way, Middle-Aged Kiwi Man collecting Star Wars figures. The list is long. The list goes
Everybody in the
on.
chat who has been, chiming in your
Yes.
comments,
Yes.
super chats.
Every single
much
person
appreciated.
who's commented on, YouTube, on Facebook, posted it in their stories on Instagram, right? Like everybody
Yeah.
who's just been involved. Sorry, I don't want to hijack. I'll say my
No.
spiel in a minute, but
No, it's
I'll just
good,
say it
man.
now. Screw it.
for
I
it.
want to thank everybody, all of our partners who partnered with us this year and every year to help disseminate the information and collect the top 25 initial data, and share the results every day and all that stuff. Want to sincerely thank all of you guys. You know who you are. There you go. Mr. Miko, and the
TVC
Facebook group.
back
putting
TVC
in-
and
putting in big-
TVC back.
Absolutely. I want to thank everybody who submitted your lists back in January, and have been sharing things and participating and being involved. I want to thank everybody who's voted every day, and I also want to thank everybody who voted for Mara, because it's not just a vote for Mara, it's a vote for the EU to keep the embers of that flame alive. Even when so many would say that it's irrelevant now, it is not. It is not, and this tournament shows it.
So,
If only
thank
there was a
you.
relevant Star Wars quote about a spark that keeps the fire alive.
so next year, Tyler, I need you to get behind me and support Jackson. Jackson's taking it all the way. A Legends
Right.
character who's been around much longer than this Mara Jade character. It's Mary Jane Watson wannabe.
Whatever. Bring me Ben Solo to the both of you.
But it really, thanks for all your enthusiasm and just participating and being involved. The more people who participate, the more of the community that we can represent in this data. So it's very important and very helpful. So thank you all. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart.
Collectors together, strong. We can do this.
Strike the daughter.
Yeah. So, I mean, what Tyler said. Thank you, everybody. Victoria, Miko, thanks for being here. We appreciate you. Everybody watching, thanks for hanging in there. John, thanks for putting in a stupid amount of work and staying up late and doing all this stuff. Tyler, thank you for staying up late and chatting about all this stuff with us and keeping
Thank
us
you
on
for
our
everything,
toes.
Evan, and the voting would not happen if not for you, because I don't know how to do the Google poll. I can make pretty pictures, but I can't make a damn Google poll. So thank you for doing that. And
I had the
everything
easy
else.
job.
all these beautiful things you do.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I
you
did
go
have
in
fun.
you go in a TVC hole and you just make a lot of great things, and you come out and you say, I don't want to do this anymore. And you say, well, okay,
Correct.
thank you for doing it though.
Yeah. Will we see you guys again in January to do this all over again, where we'll collect top 25 lists? We'll find out. Come back in January. Will I be there? We'll find out. But yeah, thank you, everybody. And, just a reminder, as always, that we are not at all affiliated with Hasbro in any way, but they do pay attention to community events like March Madness, like Last Figure Standing. The more data and the more participation that we can get, the more engagement that we can get of people with this hobby, to get people talking about their priorities, their wants, the things that they like about this stuff, the things that they want to see. That's, as discouraging as some of it may seem on its face when we don't get everything we want in one fell swoop. These efforts do bear fruit from time to time, and it is worthy, at the very least, to, as someone said earlier, the real winner is the friends we made along the way. So, on that note, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button here on this video. Wow, that just sounded really sad to say after something nice. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Send John $1 if you want to know where your favorite.
Send me a comment. Post a comment. Post a comment.
Yeah, Tyler.
Post like top 100 in a few days.
Tyler raising.
I just want to say real quick before you close it out and cut me off. Community photography posts are returning effective this week.
If I didn't send you the outline.
I got to do
that.
I got to do a calendar. Oh, geez. Yeah. I thought I could rest, but I got to do a calendar.
Poor John.
Anyway,
Tyler.
What's up, Miko?
Tyler, you got to start taking like a class on Photoshop or something.
It's not that hard. It's not undoable.
Start with Microsoft Paint.
Yeah. All the super chats.
In the 90s, okay?
Where they have kid pics back in the 90s.
Yeah. Start with some cray paws and some water paints.
All the super chats are going to classes for Tyler.
And solitaire. I never advanced past that stage. I'm such a technology boomer, man. Anyway, it's terrible.
All right. Well,
anyway, photography will return to the page this week. So
yes. And then again, don't miss the Hasbro Pulse live stream tomorrow. Here we are shilling for Hasbro. We'll see what happens. Will all of our dreams come true? We'll find out. Rage at the sky if it doesn't.
Get your hopes up every time before a live stream. Get your hopes as high as possible, then get really upset and mad and angry online when they don't come true. Actually, don't do that.
At least don't take it out on us, guys.
Or anybody.
Yeah, or anybody. So yes, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, not just for SWTVC, but for the channels and socials and pages of those of our special guests that we've had on. Not only these two fine folks we have with us today, but all of the folks that we have talked to and name dropped and have gotten assistance from throughout this whole wonderful month. As Tyler said, because he doesn't read the outline, because I didn't send it to him. Actually, maybe I did. Tyler and Lewis will be hard at work getting community photography back up and running, celebrating this amazing community and all the talented individuals, while John and myself retreat to our little swamp mud huts and rest. When 900 March Madness rallying cries, graphics, and live streams you reach look as good, you will not.
Rest. It's going to be Master Yoda. Where did Disan rank in the top? Rest.
$5, have you?
You will.
All right, we're losing our damn minds, gang. Thanks for yet another amazing tournament.
Yes,
it is hard to believe we've officially done 5 of these things. Here's to, I don't want to say many, but at least some more. Big love to all you guys here. I really appreciate you. It's fun to see this pipe dream become a reality and to talk about toys together, and in a mostly fun and constructive way. Some of the negative comments only get a little under my skin every once in a while, but what else is new? On that note, as always, keep 375 alive. Back TVC. We want more. We want it all. Be kind to one another, and may the force be with you. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, guys.